So many movies, no time to watch them all. But Twig wants to see them, so we gave Twig a call. Now they're bringing on the friends, and together they will view these. So sit back and relax. It's Twig's Missing Movies.
Hello and welcome to Twig's Missing Movies, a show dedicated to watching the movies that Twig inexplicably hasn't seen. I'm your host, Ray Friggin, and here's our cinematically curious Crow Corbus Twig.
Hi, welcome. It's the last. For us, it's not the last day of November, but on our show, it's gonna be the last day of November. We're getting in December. We're past Thanksgiving. The thanks have been given.
Great.
No more being thankful for anything for another year.
Yeah, no more anything ever again, actually.
Yeah. We're now into, we get the Christmas cheer, but I think that one of the big problems with winter is that all the holidays are front loaded. So it's like, okay, you get Thanksgiving, which is kind of like the kickoff of the season, and then you get, less than a month later, you get Christmas, and then you have New Year's, and then you have 2.5 to 3 months of cold, drudgery winter with no holidays except for Valentine's Day, which is the worst holiday.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why we have Martin Luther King Day, right? It's just kind of like a breakup,
which
of the monotony. That's unique to like us, right, in the States, right?
Yeah, but also MLK Day, it is really more of one of those, hey, this person deserves to be honored, but most businesses don't close. Nobody does a family gathering. Nobody's putting up MLK decorations a month ahead of time.
That's true, but also, you know what it means now that Thanksgiving's over this week?
What? What? Wow! Do I have a Santa hat? I think I have a Santa hat.
I don't know, but it's Christmas time now, bitch.
I don't have a Santa hat that, matches my color.
I know someone who can make it for you.
Susie?
Yeah. Susie made this
Susie
one.
can make
Thank you,
anything.
But no, I think that like a lot of winter is just kind of dead air, right?
All right.
Like
I don't have a Santa hat, but I can be a jolly elf.
Wait, are you trying to imply that you weren't already?
Oh no, it got attached to my.
Get it to your forehead. Glue it to your forehead.
I was trying
That's the best way to do it.
I was trying to. But it's just like, nope, I want to attach to the feather. Come on. There we go. Now I'm a jolly elf.
Now we're cooking.
Yes, here, bells, sleigh bells, ringling, ting, ting, tingling, too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride to go with you.
Fun fact, ravens are actually huge Christmas fans. You might think we're not. You might think we're Halloween people, but we're actually Christmas people.
I'm
the most of the winter. That's all I'm saying.
I'm kind of more of a Saturnalia and celebrating Yule, and I'm kind of more into the pagan holidays these days. We like. What?
They're all pagan holidays at the end of the day.
Pretty much all of our Christmas and Easter traditions are taken from pagan.
Yeah, Christmas is just straight up stolen. Easter's stolen. Valentine's Day is even stolen. Like, it's not even like a unique. There's no holiday celebrated in Western Christianism that's not stolen from a pagan undertone.
Well, Thanksgiving isn't stolen. It's about stealing land.
It's not. Not really. Well, but also, yeah, it's kind of complicated. It's complicated. Because there's arguments that the mythos around Thanksgiving is even made up too.
Oh yeah, there was,
and that it's definitely greatly exaggerated from its original its originality.
No, I prefer the if you're gonna do Thanksgiving, I prefer the story that is told in the movie Addams Family Values at the summer camp, Which why they're doing a Thanksgiving play at a summer camp, I don't know why, but man, I love that movie.
I mean, didn't you get taught weird shit at summer camp?
Well, considering the only summer camp I went to was a Bible camp, yes.
Well, I mean that qualifies. that is definitely everything we just talked about right there. Man, summer camp. What a great time. I miss summer camps. I miss like having things to do in off seasons.
I mean, they have adult summer camps now.
They're not the same. I'm not gonna go to an adult summer camp with a bunch of weirdos. I'd rather go to like conventions and stuff.
Or TwigCon.
Or, go camping on my own. Or TwigCon. Yeah, like I miss having those things, but at the same time, if you try to recreate it in our age, right?
Yeah, somehow going on a hike through the woods with a bunch of 40-year-olds doesn't seem like a I'll be like, I'm tired.
I don't want to, man. We all are out here with hurt knees and bad backs. You're not the only one. No, shut up and hike.
Yep.
I came out here to hear the nature, not you.
I mean, I do like
not your nature.
I do
not
like
your nature.
I mean, I do like taking my camera out into a wildlife area and snapping some pictures of them.
You're getting really good with snapping them photos. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I didn't do as much. I didn't do as much this year. I mean, I had a great birding trip down in Florida, but
yeah, those photos are great.
Yeah,
you said a lot of them. You need to get more. You need to do more. You need to go outside, touch grass.
But I don't want to go to Florida again. Florida has become uninhabitable.
Too much. You got to go like other places.
Like Japan. I bet there's great birding in Japan. This is the best way I can translate. Our movie today is The Tale of Princess Kaguya.
Oh my god.
That was our worst transition ever, but we're doing it.
That was not, that wasn't even that bad. At least you try to like bridge the gap a little bit topically. But yes, as Twig just said, today's movie is The Tale of Princess Kaguya. Kaguya. If I could speak today, that'd be great. Guys, just for context, we woke up at like 8 o'clock today to do this recording.
I was up at 6:30.
I got up at 8 and I wasn't ready till 9:30, so it's a little bit of a slow morning. I'm not a morning bird. We're not morning birds. I'm not, at least.
Yeah,
I don't know about Twig.
I mean, it's Thanksgiving weekend. We're busy birds. Yeah. I mean, I got a Friendsgiving tonight.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be nice.
But this is a Ghibli movie. But
not a Hayao Miyazaki movie.
But not a Miyazaki movie, and it's not often that you don't hear you don't hear of a movie not made by Miyazaki from Ghibli, but it is. It was directed by Isao Takahata, based on a screenplay by Isao and Riko Sakaguchi. It's based on The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter. It was produced by Yoshiaki Nishimura, and it stars Akiya Sakura, Kengo Kora, Takio Chi, Nabuko Miyamoto, amongst other things, and the American voice cast, that's not what I wanted.
Well, I just want to say
wrong magic.
Twig's Missing Movies apologizes to all Japanese people for the horrible mispronunciation of those names.
I'm so sorry. But for the English cast, we got Chloe Grace Moretz, Darren Criss, James Caan, Mary Steenburgen, Lucy Liu, Hendon Walsh, George Segal, James Marsden, Oliver Platt, Daniel Day Kim, Dean Kane, Beau Bridges, John Cho, Emily Bridges.
I recognize a bunch of those names.
Like a lot of Miyazaki movies, a lot of stars in them, and they all do fantastically. It was released on
one of my
November
predictions
23rd.
is going to be based off of one of those actors, and
we're not there yet. Get there. Yeah, put it on a notepad. Shut up. We're talking still. Facts. It was released on November 23rd, 2013, in Japan and worldwide on a budget of 5.15 billion yen, which is about $50 million USD. It made a box office of about $27 million, so only half of its production value, basically, was made back in the box office.
Ooh.
It did get nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. Where did I? My notes. All my notes are gone.
Wikipedia.com.
That's what
underscore.
I've just done. I had some notes written down. It got nominated for a lot of different awards, a lot of Japanese film awards, and then like the Toronto International Film Festival it was People's Choice Award for Best Drama Feature Film. A lot of stuff in like smaller award circles like the Los Angeles Film Critics Association, Chicago Film Critics Association, for all of them for Best Animated Feature. Um, but it's just kind of how it was. It was well received. Rotten Tomatoes has 100%,
Wow.
which is as everyone knows a very rare thing to occur. With
Pulling
an
a
average rating of
Paddington too.
8.2. Yeah, with an average rating of 8.2 out of 10 based on 98 reviews. It has one of the best Metacritic review rates, at 89 out of 100, especially for animated film, giving it a universal acclaim. And yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie. I remember watching it when it came out. I went with some friends of mine in college. It was kind of like one of our first outings, actually. Um, at around Thanksgiving time. It was like the last thing we did before we went on Thanksgiving break for college, and it was pretty cool. It was really cool to see in theaters. It was equally as shocking because we got it in theaters at all where we were. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we got.
But yeah, it's one of the Studio Ghibli movies that like the people who really love Studio Ghibli always mention it as being one of the best ones, but it doesn't really get talked a lot about in the mainstream discourse. Like in the mainstream discourse, you're getting Spirited Away, Totoro, Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle. Like those seem to be like the big ones. But like the
Yeah,
people, whenever like people who have seen all the movies make their like rankings of the best Ghibli movies, this one is almost always in the top five.
and I think this is there's two reasons for that. One, obviously it didn't do as hot in box office as expected. It is kind of an anomaly on that front for a Ghibli film for box office receptions. Some people attribute it to the fact that Miyazaki wasn't behind this one. Some people attribute it to the fact that it didn't really have a great marketing campaign in the West. Um,
That would
I
make a
attribute
big
it more
thing.
to just the marketing campaign in the West. And I think the other thing to consider too with when it comes to Ghibli films is that people, when it comes to movies, as exhibited in the Dragon server yesterday's conversation. I don't know if you saw. A lot of people don't venture out with movies, um, and will stick to movies they know to some degree when listing, favorite movies. So if they haven't watched a Ghibli film in a while, right, and they didn't see Tales of Princess Kaguya, they didn't see any of the other Ghibli films, they're not likely to rate it, right? How many people would rate The Boy and the Heron over their other favorite Ghibli movies,
I would.
right?
That's actually become my favorite Ghibli movie.
It's up and it's in my opinion one of the it's in the top five for me.
It's so good.
Um, it's very good, but you talk to other Ghibli fans, they might not, right? Because they haven't watched it or they didn't like it as much as they did the old one because they have nostalgia classes, right? You have to take into account people's opinions are formed by what they watched when they were young, and what they will continue to watch as adults, right? So if you have someone who's not watching a lot of movies or going back and critically analyzing the movies that they liked growing up, you're gonna end up with people who don't reconsider what they like and don't like often. And I think that's kind of a tragedy because the Tale of Princess Kaguya is great. I was rewatching part of it last night with Bond and Zyrax because I wanted to refresh myself because I hadn't seen it since it came out. Um, so I'm guilty of what I just said as well. And it's such a beautiful movie. Um, it really is. And I don't know, it's kind of a shame that it doesn't get talked about more in my opinion. Because it is good. It has a lot of merit. And
Well,
um
now the greatest movie talk show on Twitch is going to be talking about it. So
this is very true. This
yeah,
is very, very true. I mean, so Twig, that was some facts about the movie. What do you know about the Tales of Princess Kaguya?
very, very little. Um, I do know that Princess Kaguya is like. So I've seen the trailer, and the trailer doesn't really tell you a whole lot. but the opening part of the trailer is like the woodcutter finds Kaguya as like a little tiny baby spriteling inside like a bamboo shoot or something. So I know that Kaguya herself is not human. Um and I think she like at some point like is presented in front of nobles or something. So I think it's a tale of like a non-human girl who like they're trying to make her into a princess. Um and yeah, so I really don't know. I really don't know that much at all. I know
mean, that's
Kaguya's
fair.
not
Like I
human,
said,
and I know that she like so like I mean obviously they call her Princess Kaguya, and obviously the daughter of a woodcutter is not typically given the title of princess. So there's something princess related has to happen in the plot, but I don't know what, don't
yeah,
know how.
but now you're guessing. Now you're guessing, and we're
Now
not at
I'm
that
guessing.
part. So
So
slow
yeah,
down.
what
Slow
do
your
I
roll.
know?
Slow your roll. No, I mean, I'm not surprised. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of like the reception in the West wasn't great. The marketing campaign was pretty much non-existent in the West, and what they did market, as you saw from the trailer, didn't give a whole lot. And when you look at the art style, right, and you compare it to other Ghibli films, and you're maybe not as knowledgeable about art stylings and animation stylings, you might see it as lesser compared to Ghibli, and you might not see it because of that. And I think that played a large part too in its reception.
Well, it
Um,
kind of has the traditional Japanese tapestry style to it.
and
It's
that
like
is and that like I said, if you don't know what that looks like or what that entails, it might look like a lesser form of art to you.
oh, but to me,
Um,
that actually elevates it. I think that
yeah, I
I'm
know,
really interested in seeing this anime because it looks absolutely gorgeous.
yeah, and that's the point. If you don't know, it looks bad, but if you do know, it looks phenomenal. Um, and if you don't know what Japanese tapestry art looks like, um, just Google it. Go familiarize yourself with it because it is an extremely beautiful medium that takes a lot of skill to actually produce. I
Which
went
is
on
why our guest this week is the absolute perfect guest to have on because
absolutely.
his art is very reminiscent of that style.
hmm if anyone is familiar with Hanzo Ravenspear, you'll know that he is a very prolific Japanese ink style artist. I believe he does most of his stuff digitally, but he has, I think, forayed into some physical media as well with it. He also does modeling, like 3D modeling, I think.
Well, we'll ask him
Correct.
about it when he's on.
We'll have to
Nobody.
ask about it when he's on. But yeah, no, him choosing this film was actually very topical, especially because art style is such a big thing for Ghibli films. Um, 'Cause there's a lot of choice that goes into animations and styles of animate
What? I
and
could just
style of
take any photo
animation.
I want and turn it into a Ghibli style now. Thanks, AI. I'll leave now.
If you hear gun cocking, it's
I'll
not
leave now.
me. Um, no, so Twig, with that, with this, what limited knowledge you know, why haven't you seen this film?
Good question, because I had been making an effort to see a lot of the Studio Ghibli movies, and I've only got a few left to check off the list, and having heard a lot about this one, I'm really surprised that I haven't done it yet.
I'm also
I wonder
surprised
if
because
almost I was
you,
just kind of I wonder if subconsciously I was like, no, I want to save this because I want to cover this. I wonder if I was subconsciously saving it for this show.
I mean, when did you start your Ghibli film watching? Like last year?
2 years ago.
We haven't been doing this for 2 years, have we? No.
Um, it'll be 2 years in April.
No, it won't. Shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it will.
Shut your mouth.
No, this is episode 43.
You're lying to me.
I would never lie. We gotta do a big movie for number 50.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm getting old.
yeah.
The wrinkles in my eyes. Um, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, saving this film for this show is probably good, right? You don't want to watch all the Ghibli films off screen, right? You want to talk about some of them, at all times. So I'm glad that you did because I think you're really gonna like this one. Um,
I have high expectations.
so Twig, with all of that in mind and all that information that you just received on hand, what are your predictions for this film?
Okay. So as I said, I already know that the woodcutter finds Kaguya in the forest, and I think they start raising her. Um,
Sorry.
but I'm
Oh,
going to guess that as an adolescent, Kaguya starts to show some magical powers. And then I'm going to say her father sees her as a way to join the nobility and puts her forward to be married to a nobleman. Now this next prediction is based off of one of the actors that you listed, and I'm
okay.
going to base this off of something that has happened in many of his roles, whether it being The Notebook or as Cyclops. My prediction, of course, is that James Marsden will voice a suitor who is ultimately rejected by Kaguya. Because James Marsden always seems to play the guy who's like one of the strong contenders to be with the lady, but ends up getting rejected.
Okay.
It's just
Interesting.
that's what James Marsden does. So that's a prediction, and I'm throwing it in there because I have to. I think that Kaguya will end up marrying a prince whom she does not love. I think she's going to end up getting saddled with a guy. She'll become a princess by marrying him, but she doesn't love him and she won't be happy. And I think her unhappiness will result in her non-human lineage manifesting, resulting in large backlash from the nobles. And I think it will end with she returns to the forest / spirit world at the end. That's my
Okay.
predictions.
All right. I mean, it's if you have any semblance of a Ghibli film and how they go, making predictions for a Ghibli film is usually pretty easy. But these are very interesting choices you've made, all around. Uh, so with all of these predictions in mind, all we have left to do is watch the movie.
I'm looking forward to it. Gonna sit down. We got a little bit of light snow falling outside. Gonna bundle up on the couch, put it on the big TV, get under a nice blanket, and prepare myself for a nice, happy, cozy watch.
All right. Well,
So,
everyone, we'll see you in a little bit.
yeah, which for us will be like a day, but for you it'll be like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Hello, we are back. And
We're back.
a week later than we anticipated, but we're here and we're ready to discuss this movie. I am Corvus Twig, of course. Dreyfrig's over there on the right. And here in the middle, another wonderful Corvid right in the middle. We got Hanzo Ravenspear. Welcome, Hanzo.
Hey, Hanzo.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being on, and thanks for choosing this movie.
Yeah.
First and foremost, why this movie? Why did you choose this movie?
Well, for me, I did study animation, so animation has always had this like really close place to my heart. And amongst those movies, the Tale of Princess Kaguya, like the art style, is the first thing that got my attention, because I thought like traditional Japanese art couldn't be done in animation. It was like a crazy idea, for at least for me. And I watched it, and not only like the art style, but also the story like really resonated with a lot of the things I thought about. So when I got the chance to just make Corvus watch it, I was, you know, let's do just that.
That's fair. I gotta say it was a nice pleasure to watch the movie again after ostensibly like a 10-year having not seen it.
It was
I
definitely a feast for the eyes.
100%.
Like the way that they do
Really
like
fun watching it
the
again.
like the almost sketchy art style. But like it's sketches, but the animation is so good. like like characters, plot, put all that aside, which we will definitely get to those things in there, but just visually, this is one of the most like interesting animated movies to look at I think I've ever seen. And it was so beautiful that the way like every frame is a work of art. The combination of the sketch and the watercolor, but you also have that great Ghibli style of the characters just being so expressive. Even a few times where you get what I don't know, other people called it, but like the Ghibli ugly face, where like a character's really upset and their face just gets like kind of twisted, and it's like it's kind of like a trademark of Studio Ghibli, and it's just, and you see that there, and then and I'm seeing on the screen right now. So many birds. Oh my god. There's so many great birds in this movie. There's just birds here, birds there. There's just birds everywhere. I loved all the birds. There's so many good birds. So many
It's
good birds.
I think the thing that stands out to me too when it comes to like the oh man. Oh, I just lost my thought entirely. The worst part is that like before I had the excuse of it being early morning when we were doing that. Now I don't know. What were we just talking about? Sign, sketchiness,
Dre's been a little burnt out lately. Please,
nature.
Ghibli, honestly, this didn't really have a lot of the good Ghibli food.
No, and I think that's because the movie focuses more on the nature aspect of life.
Yes.
Rather than the food, right? Because like, and all the other Ghibli films, the food is like a safe place, right?
Whereas in this
and
movie,
it's like a heartwarming aspect.
Yeah, with this movie, nature and plants are the safe. Like plants more than anything. Like it's like plants and birds. You get some scenes with some other animals, but it feels like plants and birds are really the two big things that you see in here. We do have that wonderful scene with the little baby boars and the scene where she's playing with the cat, but
yeah, it's the focus isn't on the food, and it's not focused on the hearth of the home, right? It's focused on the the outside, the living world, the connection to the world, right?
So when is this movie supposed to have taken place? Is this like 1600s, 1700s?
No, much earlier. It's
than
I'm pretty sure it's Heian Jidai, which should be between the 900 and 1100s, something along those lines.
Wow, I would not have predicted that early.
Yeah,
this was like way before like samurai and that kind of stuff became the mainstream thing in Japan.
That's true, because you notice that they're not really using a lot of you don't see, well, you do see some metals and stuff, so they do have metalworking, but it's just, I don't know.
They have swords. They have swords and stuff. They do have metalworking, but it's not like they don't have guns.
Yeah,
they don't have guns. They don't have
1700s.
They don't have fax machines, so it's not the 1900s.
Well, that's really ancient technology.
1800s.
Yeah,
but it is supposed to be early Japan. Like
it's just one of those things I always have to remember that like it's easiest for us to look back on humans from a long time ago as being like primitive, but like you look at just look at the architecture that they had back then and like the woodworking and the craftsmanship. It's like it's astounding what we were able to do so long ago without the tools that we have now. Humans have always been pretty amazing and capable, and seeing stuff like this.
We're survivors, we're adapters. We evolved the fastest on this planet.
Why do you keep saying we? I'm talking about humans.
I was talking about Corvid's, the real.
Oh yeah, Corvid's very adaptable.
We
Very, very
assumed the
adaptable.
perfect form very early on, you know, and we have no need to evolve. Humans, they got some ways to go, but they do make some pretty neat stuff like this Ghibli film. The thing that I really like with this movie too is the sound.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyone
Oh, yeah.
anyone who has a good sound system or a good pair of headphones, you'll just hear how many like small sounds are in the movie, right? Like full A artists doing their full front job, right? But they went like overboard in so many ways, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Now,
There are like some. I'm
I'm-
sorry.
I watched. When it comes to sound, I watched the English dub of this. Did either of you watch the Japanese audio?
I watched it in English because Studio Ghibli films, in my opinion, are some of the few like that actually do a good job with voice acting.
Yes, good direction, good
Yeah.
actors. I thought the voice acting in this film was quite good.
Yes.
I think the only times it ever becomes awkward is when people are singing or chanting, and so then they're trying to match English words to the meter of a song that doesn't quite fit off. Like the first point where
Yeah.
it became noticeable was when they're like, you know, Princess come when he's clapping, Princess come to me, and the kids are all going, little bamboo, little bamboo. I thought that scene was so cute. Also, this scene right here when she's
Very
a little
adorable.
baby and she's like mimicking the frogs. Oh my god, it was so cute. It was so cute.
It's very adorable. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of things that do well in English dubs, and some things that just I don't think they've ever done like they'll ever be able to do well. You know.
Yeah, well, like I said,
Mhm.
music is where it gets the hardest because you're not just then matching vocals; you're having to match meter, and that's hard. It's hard to do.
That is very hard to do, unfortunately.
But yeah, I mean, just going over the plot real quick. Spoilers. Yeah, the woodcutter finds her in the forest, and he just calls her princess. The other kids call her little bamboo. She goes through astonishingly fast growth spurts, even from like the very beginning. Like, but then she also seems to like conjure magic around her. Like the mom who did not give birth to her is suddenly able to breastfeed her, and they were taking her to like a nursemaid, and like, oh, guess we don't have to. And then she just keeps growing up, and you know all the kids notice, and that's how she gets the term little bamboo, because bamboo famously is a very fast growing plant. And
Very true.
she grows up, and she, you know, she finds a lot of happiness with the other kids in town, doing the meeting her friends. What was that boy's name? It was like started with an S, like Sato Moto or something like that. What was it?
Sutemare.
Temaru.
Satamaru?
Sutemare.
Sotamaru.
They mispronounce it in the English dub hard the
I can
entire
imagine.
time.
Yeah.
They call him Stemaru or something like that. It's
Temaru.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
But she keeps growing up, and then apparently, like, the woodcutter is blessed with a bunch of fine silken robes and a crapload of gold. And he's like, well,
So much gold.
I'm rich now, so I'm gonna buy a mansion and like basically buy my way into the nobility. And I mean, I don't know if I want to keep going over the plot. Basically, the plot is he tries to pawn her off to the nobles. A series of nobles come. She makes them all do these really difficult promises. They all try to do it, but they all fail because it's essentially impossible. But they all fake it. Well, they don't all fake it, but, you know, they each have their... You know, I thought it was kind of true. The first one, clearly just like, I'm going to make a fake branch, tells a long story. Second one has another fake. It's supposed to be fireproof, and then turns out, no, it isn't. Then James Marsden is like, I realized that I could never find it, but this flower reminds me of you, and you are my true one love, and, you know, even though I can never find the thing you promised me, I know we can be happy, we can be... And then it turns out he's already married, and I don't know how they got his former wife into there, but they did. It turns out he was just bullshitting. And then one dies at sea and the other dies by falling into a pot while trying to grab. Yeah, it's but then she gets the eye of the actual like prince of Japan, and he goes for her, and she gets freaked out. And in the moment of her freaking out, she accidentally calls back to her home. And then they're like, all right, we're going to come get you. And then she's like, no, wait, I didn't really mean it in the moment. I want to stay. And then they come for her, and she goes with them. The end. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more to it than that. And, you know...
a lot more detail goes into that story there.
I just...
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I really wanted to comment on is the father. And how I think he's a good character, but God, he's a piece of shit. He's just using her to give himself status. And he never really cares about her happiness, but he keeps saying, like, I want you to be happy, but really what he wants is to use her to give himself power and status and wealth. And, you know, he did use her, like, she did give him power and status and wealth, but not really in the way that he truly wanted. But he was so materialistic, and he didn't seem to understand where happiness was derived from. He never really cared. Like, I don't feel like he seemed to genuinely care for her, but at the same time, he never really saw her as a person. But then that gets extended. Okay, can I just say this? All the men in this movie are trash. Every man in this movie is trash. Even Sotomaru, at the end, he's like, oh, I've got a wife and child. Oh, hey, it's the hot young girl from my childhood. I'll run off with you instead and abandon my family. Like, he seemed like he could have been redeemable up until then, but it's just like, dude, you have a kid and a wife. What are you doing? And like, I know she's supposed to be like super appealing and stuff, but like, yeah. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong that all the men in this movie are trash? But like,
I mean, that is half the point and more. You know, there's a lot of themes into this movie, right?
Right.
Part of it being obviously the entrapment of femininity and the role of women in society. You know, there's the themes of godhood and what it means to be human, what it means to be a god amongst human. There's you know, the role of men in the, you know, entrapment of women. And then men in general are just kind of shitty creatures. And you know, there's a point where, you know, there's a survival instinct that comes with alongside it, and then there's also like just greed and gluttony, right?
mm-hmm.
Hmm. The thing is, I have like a slightly different rate on it. Of course, like looking at it with a modern eye, yeah, they're all pieces of like not good people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it speaks very much to the history of Japan at that time. That in fact, for example, the father, the thing is, a woman happiness was considered like getting married to a nobleman that they have never seen. Of course, nowadays that's completely stupid, but back in the day, that was like the common sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in a way, I really like the theme of that, like fighting between the common sense and what really, like Kaguya wants, and how the father takes so long to just realize that, you know?
Yeah, I suppose it's less that the men necessarily are trash, but the patriarchy is trash.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, a character I didn't hate was her handmaiden Meno Warawa. I loved her. She was great. She was a delight every time she was on screen. Her little smile, like,
oh my god, she looked like a fat cat the entire time, and that was fantastic.
Yeah, I love that character so much. She's so great.
Yeah, she was good. I really like her as well.
It's kind of like the scene here when presenting the jeweled branch. It's just like, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, so he faked this. Like, this is definitely fake. And then when the craftsman who made it came, I'm like, it's like, okay, so you had this thing commissioned and you didn't even pay the guys who made it? Come on.
Yeah, he just like sneaks away. It was really fun, the scene.
It was a great little maneuver we call slipping the bill.
Pretty much.
Very funny. It was like all four of those guys were very comical, but also very pathetic. Five. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then this guy right here was the one voiced by Daniel Day Kim. I always like to see Daniel Day Kim show up. You know.
Yes.
It's our second movie this year with Daniel Day Kim playing a minor character. Because he was also the goofy doctor in K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yes.
What
a great actor. He has a good career.
Oh, yeah. You know who I really liked him as? One of my first experiences with Daniel Day Kim was in the Saints Row series as Johnny Gat.
Oh, my God. That's a callback and a half. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Got me old. Got me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this really was an interesting movie with how Kaguya, she was a forest spirit, and it's like being taken, a moon spirit, but like being taken away from nature and having to become something that she really wasn't meant to be. And, they kind of, lay it out plainly at the end there. It's just like, if I had stayed back in the country, I would have been happy. And she probably would have been a happier life. She probably would have married that guy, Sutemaru, which felt weird because it's like she was a baby when he was a teenager. Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. But she just grows up so fast. And like, one thing I'm really not sure about in this movie is like how much time passes between like when she's found in the forest and the end of the movie. Are we talking, is it like 5 years, 10 years?
I think it's like
there's a 3-year time skip at one point.
Yeah, it's 4, I think it's 4 years, pretty much.
But like Sutemaru seems to have aged more than that, but how old was he in the early scenes? And then to already have a kid in the later scenes, but I suppose back then it wouldn't be unusual for him to have a kid at 18, 19 years old.
If he was that old. I mean, like 18 years old to have like be an adult is a very recent thing. In humanity, right? Like you were an adult at like 14 in a lot of cultures.
Yeah.
If you want a good pointer of that, the Catholic faith makes you confirm your faith at the age of 14, which back in the day in Europe was the day, like the age that you would become an adult, essentially, and were expected to take on adult roles. A lot of that pushed by, monarchies and stuff like that, wanting their kids to be able to get married and make alliances and gain power that way.
Yeah, so I guess
but it was
sense.
Also...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying. So I guess it makes sense.
It's kind of the same in Japan.
It makes sense that Sutemaru would have been 13 or 14 in those early scenes, and then been 18, 19 in those latter scenes with the wife and kid.
I think it's around there. There's this like really good scene that's why I think it's 4 years, where Kaguya is in the come back to the mountain and it's winter, and she thinks the mountain is dead because she has never seen spring, right? So that was like the first year. And then, of course, there's the 3-year time skip, so 4 in total.
Which, like, adds another weird thing to it, where basically all these men are now trying to marry a 1-year-old.
But like at the same time, right?
I know.
There's
like
the argument of maturity and other stuff, and like there's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, obviously she's not presented like she she at least seems to have the, cognition and knowledge of a young adult, teenage girl.
Mhm.
But yeah, still, it's just like, yeah, I guess
Like-
just don't think about it too much.
Yeah, don't look it in the eye. Don't look it in the eye.
But yeah, really, it is a good view of, like, her being a metaphor for women of the period being basically forced into something that they don't necessarily want and trying to find their place in the world and pushing back on it in the ways that she can. Because, like, whoa, last dragon there for a second. But she's definitely shown to be a very intelligent woman. Like, she knows her stories and stuff, and the way that she is able to handle the 5 suitors and be like, okay, you said this, well, you need to do this. You said this, you need to do this. And understanding the folk tales and giving them tasks that she knew was impossible, but that she thought that, yeah, they might try and do it anyway. It's like, Kaguya is clearly a very intelligent young woman, very talented at a lot of things. We see her learning how to play the instrument very quickly and doing it very well. She's able to craft things. She's definitely set up as a desirable woman, despite being a little bit, pushing back against the traditions that are flung upon her. And, like, God, that whole party scene when they're first presenting her, and she's just like, "This is my party, and you're forcing me to just sit in this box the whole time. Why?"
Mhm.
But then when she hears, like, all the horrible things that the men are saying and she runs out, I love how the art style really changed there to really, using the art style to really show her mood and change things and have it be that super rough sketch style of animation as she's running. That was very beautiful artistic scene.
Well, that does it throughout the
Yeah.
movie, which I really like, is that it whenever there's something stressful or anxiety-inducing happening, the style, the richness of the colors, the line weight goes away, and becomes very heavy, very thick, very frantic looking, to match the mood, which is really, really cool and very. I think it's just a really cool trick in animation whenever something like that occurs.
Animation wise, it's visually one of the most impressive things I have seen. Like, even like watching it again after being on the industry for a few years, I can appreciate it so much more, like, in general. And that sequence where she essentially goes running across a bunch of doors and leaving all her clothing behind. It's just so beautifully animated. It's I actually want to try and do something like that myself.
I think it'd be very cool.
But I don't know if I can.
Your own style is
Yeah.
very, very conducive for that, I think.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's,
and if
now
any
that
of you are
how-
not familiar with Hanzo's work, absolutely A+ tier follow on Blue Sky, and follow on Twitch. And you click the link on the description. You'll find the links to the art. And yeah, I'd say one thing I want to ask you a little bit about is just, like, was this movie a big inspiration for your own art, or is it just happens to be kind of in the same style because that style of Japanese art is your main, or did this movie help get inspire you? I guess what I'm asking.
It did inspire me, I would say. I always have been, like, interested in the Japanese culture from, like, a very young age. And around, I would say, 2013-14, when this movie came out, I actually did a few classes of sumie, which is the Japanese style of painting. I did it on traditional before I tried to do it on digital. And since then, like, many pieces of traditional art have been my inspiration, but this one definitely, because it also mixed that traditional art with animation, which was crazy to me at the time. And now that I have studied animation, it's even more crazy because it's
hard to do.
remember, well, Yeah, while watching the movie, there were so many parts I just stopped to like look at the background and think, my God, this is just a full-on painting, and then it moves in the next frame. I was like, this is ridiculous. It's amazing.
This is bullshit. What I like to say is this is bullshit.
Yeah, like a
Um,
Yeah,
background that you would
that
think
works.
would just be a static background as just like a matte painting style thing
fully fully
becomes
moving.
fully animated, and you're like, oh, wow.
And on top of
Like
that is that some of
it's
these like backgrounds aren't like some of them are very simple, but also some of them are very complicated, especially for the like near watercolor style that it is.
yeah. I find it really interesting because I don't think that many animators have all that experience, for example, with Japanese ink or watercolor in general. So I wonder how they managed to get like a team that could mix both of them. I know there's like a documentary about this movie that I want to watch probably next week because I heard about it today. But I
I
really
didn't
want
know
to
that
see
either.
like
So
if
that's news
there's
to
a
me.
behind the
I
scene.
would love to watch that. Can you send me the name of that in a DM after the show?
Yeah, I'll look for it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
No
But yeah,
problem.
no. It's just a beautiful movie, and if you guys haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's kind of I feel like it's kind of a hidden gem in the Ghibli film repertoire.
Yeah, it's kind of like I
It's
was
not Tales of
saying.
Earthsea,
Tales
kind
of
of hidden
Earth.
gem.
Uh,
But it's
Mm.
it's genuinely very good. But Twig made some predictions,
I did
and
make
Twig,
some predictions.
I'd like to go over them because I can't help but
Let's
feel
go.
like you read some plot descriptions.
I swear I didn't. I swear I didn't.
All right.
I mean, I did watch the trailer, but that's it. These are all predictions just from watching the trailer. So, as an adolescent, she starts to show some magical powers. Yeah, that sure happened. Growing up
That's
super
kind of how it
fast.
all began.
Yeah.
She was magical from the start, though, like from 0 years old. But
Yeah, but like
she does show like a new power, like near the end of the movie. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Her father sees her as a way to join the nobility and puts her forward to be married to noblemen. Yep, that happens.
I saw it was really funny to be like see you make that prediction. It was so on point.
It was very. Sometimes it's very hard not to say anything when he's making predictions. I'm like,
There's times where I'm completely, totally off and a mile away, and then there's ones like this one where, hey, look, like I said, James Marsden, that's his role in Hollywood. It's
an easy grab. I'm banning you from James Marsden related predictions in the future.
Well,
Fair enough.
I don't know how many more movies of his. Actually, there's probably a lot of movies of his I haven't seen.
There's a lot of movies,
but I've seen like the big ones. You know, X-Men, Notebook, Jury Duty. Go see Jury Duty. If you haven't seen Jury Duty, oh my god, it's so good. James Marsden plays himself as like he's on the jury and he's like trying to use his status as an actor to like not have to follow the rules of being on the jury, and it's so fantastic. Like it's so good. If you haven't seen Jury Duty, go see it. James Marsden's great. But yeah, Kaguya will end up marrying a prince whom she does not love. Well, that doesn't happen. She doesn't get married. The prince goes after her, but they don't end up getting married. So I don't think I can give myself this one. Now this next one here, her unhappiness will result in her non-human lineage manifesting, resulting in large backlash from the nobles. I feel like I kind of get like a yellow on this one.
Yeah.
That's a half and half. Yeah.
Yeah, because like it basically her being, I mean, well, not exactly groped, but like embraced by the prince causes her to freak out.
It was an assault. It was an assault.
It was an assault. Yeah.
It was unwanted touching. Don't do that. So there wasn't really big backlash from the nobles. I mean, it caused a big whole thing with like the spirit people coming. But then, yeah, at the end, she returns to the spirit world. She's taken back, which is kind of a. It's kind of a really. It's a sad ending. It's because she like.
it's bittersweet.
It's bittersweet, but like she doesn't want to go back.
Yeah,
but like a lot of. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like this is something you understand a little bit more if you know like the motives, but the people that come to take them away, like the main guy, that's the Buddha.
Yeah, I gathered that.
So this whole trip back to the moon is like the trip to the Pure Land, which is essentially where people go when they die in in the Buddhist religion. So this is very much like a metaphor for death, or that's how I say it. And that whole thing of I don't want to go, but you have to go anyways, is very much in accordance to nature and stuff, and how life is in general,
and the whole karmic cycle too, right?
Yeah, that's why it's like it's sad, of course, but at the same time it's how life is, and that's part of the lesson, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's something I would have had a better appreciation of if I had more knowledge of Buddhist teachings and beliefs.
Should read up on them.
I should.
Pretty okay.
I mean, I know I've heard Buddhists speaking, and a lot of the philosophy does seem to make sense. Of the major world religions, it's one that I would say I probably have the least issues with, as as one of those angry atheists.
Well, with that passing grade of yours, right?
4.5 out of 6 is, I think, maybe the best I've ever done.
I have to ask, are you glad to have watched it, and where would you put this on your tier list?
Well, that's a good question. So there were, as much as I've heaped praise on this movie, it is a movie where it's just like, I really liked it. I loved, obviously, the animation style, I think, was top notch. The voice acting was top notch. The audio was top notch. Overall, as a plot, though, I feel like, okay, it's a 2-hour movie, and some parts of it did start to feel a little long. I actually think that if they had cut it down like another 20 minutes, I might have liked it a little better. I'm fortunate to say there were parts of it where I did feel like the plot was dragging on a little bit. So it wasn't, to me, it's not a perfect movie, but it's definitely a very good movie. So I've been debating if I wanted to put it in the I enjoyed it category or the great movie category, because to me it feels like it's kind of on the border between the two. I feel like so obviously, yes. Did I enjoy this movie, and what, do I recommend it, and am I glad I watched it? Absolutely yes, without a doubt, unquestionably gets a recommend from me. Is this a movie that I'm going to return to? Probably. I'd be surprised if I didn't watch this again. And honestly, I think about the other Studio Ghibli movie that's on here that I've also put in the I enjoyed it category, and this movie is just categorically better than Tales of Earthsea in every single way. So putting it in the same tier doesn't feel right to me. So I think I am going to put it right up here. I think it's a great movie. Yeah,
it is pretty fantastic.
It's pretty fantastic.
Good.
Honestly,
Very good.
I don't know. When we do our season wrap up, I might be demoting Tales from Earthsea. Oh.
You really don't like that movie, huh?
It's not that I don't like it. It's one of those things where it's like, Tales of Earthsea is a frustrating movie because it does so many things so good and it does so many things so bad.
Yes.
And like, I wouldn't put it into dumb fun, but like, it's Tales of Earthsea.
It almost needs its own category
of like frustratingly half competent, but yeah,
frustratingly good.
Yeah, but interesting that we've done 2 Studio Ghibli movies this season, but we have not done a Hayao Miyazaki movie.
Yes,
but
that is absolutely.
I'm trying
true.
to think of the Hayao Miyazaki movies I have not seen, because I feel
that's
like I've
the hard part.
I feel like I've seen most of his movies.
Yeah, because those are the ones that are popular.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a reason why he's lauded as he is, right?
I mean, talking Studio Ghibli, like if I still were to make like my top ones, I do think The Boy and the Heron is my favorite, but I think Porco Rosso is my second favorite. I freaking love Porco Rosso.
Porco Rosso is fantastic.
And then
I have to see The Boy and the Heron again.
And then I feel like I kind of put Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, and Princess Mononoke. Those three kind of feel like tied. They're all great. Yeah, it's a great animation studio, and my heart was warmed when shown AI generated images that Hayao Miyazaki said that this is an insult to life itself. He's a true guy.
He's a real one.
He's a real one. He's a real one.
We'll have to unfortunately be on pause because I'm about to go on my infamously long winter break, where I travel back home into the other realms for about 2 to 3 weeks, and become unreachable to most of society. Sorry, chat.
So we'll see you again for Twig's Missing Movies in the new year. We don't know who our guests or movies are yet, but we'll be asking around. And if you are a VTuber and you think, hey, this show looks like it's pretty fun to come on, you just reach out to me or Dreyfrig, and we will see what we can do about it.
We'll get you on.
Yeah, we'll get you on because we love having new guests. Hanzo, before we head out, is there anything you would like to plug or talk about?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be participating in 2 Japanese art exhibitions in Kyoto this coming January. So for those interested, just watch. I cannot speak. Follow my Blue Sky, and you'll be seeing something interesting. Hopefully.
Yep. Book your plane tickets to Kyoto now. But that's awesome. And like I said, I can't recommend checking out Hanzo's art enough. It's cool, old Japanese style, and heavily features corvids, which is right up my alley.
I have to do more of those.
I mean, maybe you should. I think you should draw a crow, and maybe have like a little one feather sticking out the top of his head, and maybe just as like a cute thing, he could be like.
Are you plugging yourself?
A little twig that's got like 2 leaves on it. Just saying, it might be a fun thing. I don't know.
I can't believe it.
I may take a screenshot.
This is where you say, Hanzo, I'll do that for exactly $100.
Yes. Oh, that would be great. I'm saving up because I'm moving to Japan, so if you can help me with
fuck
that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, that is it for this week. Hopefully we'll be doing some Corvids, Creepers, and Conspiracies sometime soon. We're gonna go say hi to Usu because it feels like we haven't raided into Usu in a while. And yeah, everybody have a great rest of your day and a great holiday season, whether you're celebrating Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Sol Invictus, Saturnalia, and I suppose everybody gets to be wished a Happy New Year. So we'll see you around. Have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Best be dancing. Dance with me.
We're dancing. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water.